This is a story about a kid who got sunk in another dimension. Wide shot of the city as school lets out. Kids scatter in every direction. The sun sets in golden hues. They call it the greater day, but the day it started, that was regular as hell. Close up of Toxic walking alone. Earbuds in, eyes calm. His green jacket reads Toxic across the back. My name's Toxic. Don't worry about my real one. All you need to know is I never liked routines. Toxic turns into a less crowded side street. The buildings lean inward. Shadows grow as though it took a different way home. Just once, a mysterious vortex swirls in the sky far above. It's subtle but unnatural. Toxic thought. What is that? A cloud? He stops, glances upward with one brow raised. Curious but unbothered. I should have turned around. But nah, Toxic mumbled. Bet. Toxic walks deeper into a narrow alley. Posters peel from the brick walls. The air vibrates. Ahead, a swirling neon black hole twists open between the buildings. Ever seen a glitch in real life? Like reality forgot to load. Close up. Debris floats around Toxic as he slowly approaches the vortex. His face is chill, curious. Toxic thought. Looks like something from TV. Maybe I am dreaming, or maybe I was meant to see it. A beam of light pulses from the center of the hole. His hoodie flutters. His shoelaces rise off the ground from the force. Toxic steps forward with no hesitation, almost floating now. Toxic. Guess I'll see what's on the other side. He vanishes into the vortex. His body distorts like ink being sucked into a drain. The alley flickers with glitchy static as he disappears. That's the moment the world flipped. Toxic free falls through a swirling, cartoon-colored vortex. Around him, glitchy cartoon faces, floating pencils, cracked TVs, warped nostalgia. Felt like falling into every cartoon I ever watched, but with the volume cranked too loud and the color off. Toxic flips midair, arms loose, face calm. Toxic thought. Okay, this ain't a dream. Psychedelic streaks twist around him, forming a tunnel. Familiar shapes flash distorted versions of C and characters courage. Dexter. Gumball closing parenthesis ... It was like someone took all the shows I grew up on and gave them a virus. A shadow forms at the bottom of the spiral, a cartoon city in the shape of a smiling sun. But it's cracked and glitching. That's when I landed in the greater day. Toxic crashes to one knee in the middle of a warped cartoon street. The cracked pavement smokes under him. I expected candy houses, singing animals, goofy sidekicks. What I got felt dead inside. The buildings smile too wide. The stoplight has googly eyes. A sun with an evil face glares from above, cracked and crooked. Toxic thought. This some bootleg Toontown. Distorted Finn and Jake stand at the edge of the sidewalk. Finn's face is blank. Jake's eyes droop in opposite directions. Toxic questioned. Finn? Jake? You're good? The Powerpuff Girls float nearby unblinking, glitching mid-frame. Their outlines flicker. Every character I loved looked like they were stuck in a loading screen. Toxic thought. Okay, yeah. Something's wrong here. Toxic stands motionless in the middle of a cracked street. Behind him, Finn's expression has twisted jagged teeth, glowing eyes. He raises a glitching sword. I didn't move. I didn't flinch, cause deep down. I already knew this wasn't gonna be a cartoon fight. Jake slinks around from the side, limbs gooey, stretching unnaturally. His face droops, glitching between panic and rage. Jake says, "We get new friend." Overhead shot. Powerpuff Girls float in formation above Toxic. Their eyes glow red, pupils shifting like static. Blossom's hair twitches mid-frame. These weren't cameos. These were traps. Toxic's face, still calm, eyes slightly narrowed. He pops his knuckles. Toxic said. Then, final wide shot of the corrupted squad surrounding him. The world behind them flickers red. A battle is seconds away. Toxic yells. Time to go off script. Finn charges at Toxic, his sword flickering like corrupted code. Jake lunges in from the left, arms snaking forward. Finn yells. Glitch mode. Jake's slurred growl. Back to the show. Toxic, completely calm, swings a comically oversized cartoon mallet into view with one hand. His eyes narrow slightly. Toxic says, "You all must forgot who got Toon Force on their side." Jake's arm wraps toward him like a whip. The Toxic's foot stretches out, squash and stretch style. Smashing it down like a joke, Finn leaps into the air, sword over his head, but Toxic slams the mallet upward into him with exaggerated force. Stars and cartoon bones fly out of Finn's backpack. Wide shot of the battlefield. Buildings flicker. The sky pulses red. and Toxic stands centered mallet slung over his shoulder, surrounded by chaos. Toon logic beats corrupted nostalgia every time. Wide shot. Toxic stands over the glitched, unconscious bodies of Finn and Jade. His mallet rests across his shoulder. The ground is cracked. The air is thick with static. That wasn't a win. That was a warning. Behind him, red clouds churn in the sky. Silhouettes begin forming corrupted cartoon shapes watching from the shadows of broken buildings. Among them, hints of the Powerpuff Girls and Steven Universe. Narration caption: I wasn't the only one watching cartoons growing up. Turns out, they were watching me back. Toxic looking over his shoulder, unbothered, eyes sharp. Toxic yells, "Who's next?" Final panel. The background glitches, flickering rapidly between different cartoon backdrops. The city, the sky, even the characters start to shift. The Wrld was changing channels. I had to keep up. Toxic stands atop a building in a dark city skyline. The green-tinted sky glitches as a massive hologram screen lights up overhead, showing Ben 10's face, distorted, twitching. Ben 10 speaks. The anomaly must be neutralized. Behind Ben's face, his alien forms swirl in the static XLR8. Heat blast. Four arms all barely contained, shifting wildly and overlapping. Ben 10. But not the one I grew up watching. This one couldn't stop transforming, and it broke him. Toxic gripping his mallet, gaze locked upward. His jacket blows in the digital wind. He's calm, but ready, Toxic says. You really let the Omnitrix turn you into a glitch demon, huh? The screen glitches violently. Ben's alien forms roar and stretch as if trying to break through the signal itself. Ben 10 distorted, adapt, or be upgraded. Toxic smirks, slings his mallet over one shoulder, and takes a step forward of the rooftop as the screen starts to shatter. Toxic replies, "Cool, I got cartoons too." Toxic faces down two corrupted Ben 10 aliens. Heat blast, radiating glitch fire, and four arms, stomping through the street with brute fury. Storm clouds crackle above. I used to watch these guys save the day. Now they just want to burn it down. Toxic lunges forward, swinging his green lightning-charged mallet toward Heat Blast's chest. Heat Blast roars, flames flaring violently. Four arms leaps into the air. One giant fist glowing red, ready to slam down. Toxic looks up casually. Eyes locked, Toxic deflects the hit with a stretchy, spring-loaded punch using Toon Force. The impact sends debris flying. Neon buildings flicker in the background. They're strong, but I ain't bound by physics. Ripjaws and XLR8 glitch in behind the first wave, forming a corrupted alien squad. Toxic plants his feet, mallet glowing, facing them all alone. Toxic says, "You all don't want smoke in every language." Corrupted alien forms Ripjaws, Wild Mutt, Diamond Head, and Stinkfly surge toward Toxic in the neon-lit city. Their bodies flicker and stretch with glitch effects. They came at me like a final boss wave. All teeth, claws, and chaos. Toxic stretches his arm like rubber and punches Wild Mutt in the jaw, launching him backward into a flickering billboard. Diamond Head attacks, but Toxic slides beneath him, cartoon style, and trips him with a giant banana peel that appears out of nowhere. Toxic says, "Oops." Slippery plot point. Toxic swings both arms like a windmill, fists oversized, knocking back to aliens mid-leap. Lightning crackles in the sky. Full-page width panel, Toxic floats briefly above the city, surrounded by glowing cartoon energy. His jacket flaps in the wind as he prepares for the final strike. Toon Force. Unlimited potential. No instruction manual. Toxic yells, "Let's wrap this episode up." Toxic stands tall in a destroyed street. In front of him rises the final corrupted form of Ben 10, a giant fused alien made of. Four arms, Diamond Head, and Heat Blast merge together. Glitching and unstable, Ben didn't pick a form. He picked all of them, and broke the dial. The fused monster roars, mouth glitching open across all heads. Lightning rips the sky above. Ben 10 fusion distorted speech. One channel, one hero. Toxic's fists light up with yellow energy. Cartoon spark lines twist around him like drawn lightning bolts. Toxic speech bubble, cool speech. Let's dub it over. Toxic leaps forward with Toon Force. Exaggerated motion, arms stretched wide like rubber. Fists still glowing. He slams into the monster's chest. The impact draws literal comic. Crash. Letters mid-panel, with bricks and bits of glitch code flying everywhere. The monster tries to grab him, but Toxic spins mid-air and splits into multiple versions of himself like a flipbook page unraveling. He had strength. I had style. One of the Toxic clones grabs the fusion's face and peels it open like a zipper revealing static inside. Toxic said. You ain't real anymore. The fused Ben 10 monster stumbles back, its core flickering violently. Lava cracks run through its body as glitch static leaks from its mouth like smoke. Ben 10 distorted speech. This is not the schedule. Toxic floats midair, lightning coiling around his fists, his jacket billowing. He stares down calmly. Toxic said. That schedule got cancelled. Zoom in on the monster's glowing eyes as they start to blink out one by one like broken pixels. I didn't beat him with power. I beat him by rewriting the scene. The monster collapses, crumbling into bricks and broken code. The buildings around them start to flicker between cartoon and real-world architecture. When he fell, so did the signal. The skyline warps fire rains upward. Lightning moves in reverse. The entire world begins to stutter and loop like a corrupted VHS. Toxic says. The greater days collapsing. Final panel. Toxic floats alone in the sky as panels of the world peel away behind him, like a comic page burning from the edges inward. And if I wanted to survive, I had to break through the fourth wall. Toxic lands on a soft, floating patch of grass in a pastel pink sky. Fluffy clouds and floating cartoon heads drift lazily. Everything feels too sweet. Then it got quiet. Too quiet. Like the world had just taken a breath and held it. Steven Universe floats in from the right. Arms open, smile wide. But his eyes glow. Faint white, too blank to be human. Steven says. Hi. You look broken. Let me fix you. Toxic turns slowly, unimpressed. Behind him, the sky shifts with echoes of old cartoons trying to load. Toxic replies. Nah, I like my flaws. Steven claps his hands. Instantly, the clouds swirl into pastel chains that begin to wrap around Toxic's arms. Steven yells, Don't fight it. You'll feel better after the rerun. Toxic gets pulled into a glowing TV frame. Inside, he's suddenly drawn in a clean, chibi art style, smaller, smiling, perfect. He tried to rewrite me. Make me simple. Safe. Toxic's cartoon smile twitches, then warps. One eye narrows. Toxic says. Nah, that's not my brand. Toxic rips through the screen with a giant cartoon pencil, splitting the panel in two, like breaking the fourth wall. Toxic drives a giant cartoon pencil through a glitching TV screen, slicing Steven's pastel prison in half. Steven's body mutates behind the glass, jacket with gem shards and static veins. His smile stretching unnaturally. Steven distorted speech. They won't love you until you're perfect. Toxic rips the screen open completely. The sky warps from soft clouds into rainbow noise. Cartoon logic bends around him. I don't do perfect, Toxic says. I do me. Steven fuses with corrupted gems, amethyst, garnet, and pearl glitch into a twisted monster with multiple faces and limbs. Fusion Steven roaring. You'll thank me when you're clean. Toxic draws a doorway in midair using his pencil and dives through it Looney Tune style. Dodging a barrage of gem blasts, he reappears above the monster, riding a giant sketchpad like a hoverboard. Toxic says. Lesson of the day. I ain't for everybody. Toxic drops down, slamming the pencil like a sword, cutting a clean white line through the entire fusion monster. Steven collapses, melting into pixel dust. The sky turns grayscale. Cracks spread through the floating islands. When I erase something, it stays gone. Toxic stands alone on the floating ground. Behind him, giant silhouettes appear in the clouds. The Powerpuff Girls. Next channel. Toxic stands on a crumbling stone platform, floating in a glitchy sky. Behind him descend the Powerpuff Girls, their eyes glowing red, teeth clenched in twisted grins. Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup used to stand for sugar, spice, and saving the day. The girls fly in unison, leaving red digital trails as they encircle Toxic. Bubbles glitch speech. You're the problem, not the solution. Buttercup, we clean up messes like you. Toxic turns slightly, smirking. He holds a giant boomerang made of white comic panel borders. Toxic says, You ever meet a problem that hits back? The girls rush him from three sides. Toxic swings the boomerang, sending them crashing into one another in mid-air like cartoon slapstick. The screen suddenly cuts to black, then opens again on the exact same moment. The girls descending. It's a loop. They weren't fighting. They were rerunning. Toxic sees the background repeat. The same cloud drifting twice. Toxic yells, Oh, you're stuck in a reboot cycle. That's sad. He scribbles something in the air. A new scene transition arrow like an old Cartoon Network cut, and rips through the loop frame. Toxic stands confidently in front of a glitchy, rainbow split backdrop. He holds a giant cartoon remote, Control grinning as he points it at the frozen Powerpuff Girls. I couldn't beat them with fists. They were made for that. But I could beat their intro. On the remote's glowing buttons, labeled sugar, spice, everything nice. Toxic speech bubble. Let's mix this recipe wrong. Toxic clicks sugar and Bubbles glitches, breaking into duplicate happy versions of herself that begin to talk over each other in high-pitched voices. Click. Bubbles. Hi. 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 Click spice. Buttercup's body ripples with rage, but she's short. Circuits mid-punch, yelling in backwards audio. Buttercup glitched. ECIPS. ECIPS. Toxic clicks everything nice. Blossom splits into 2D and 3D forms, both confused, both fading. Skitsate. The Powerpuff Girls collapse. Mid-air, frozen in pixelated frame. Chunks. The rainbow glitch backdrop freezes with a long beep. They were trying to rerun a legacy. I am here to end the season. Toxic drops the remote and walks into the static. His jacket slightly torn now the X in. Toxic flickers like it's erasing. One more pass. One more rewrite. Toxic stands atop a jagged floating platform. The sky around him is storming with static and lightning. Across from him floats the Cartoon Core, a massive, glitching fusion of corrupted Cartoon Network mascots and frames. In its center, a cracked TV with the CN logo flickering. IT wasn't a villain. It was the signal itself. The core roars in broken voiceovers, shouting catchphrases and title chords all at once. Cartoon Core overlapping voices. What time is it? I'm Ben 10. We're gonna save the Scrooge. Toxic holds a glowing cartoon pencil. Like a sword, lightning strikes behind him. Toxic says confidently, "That was my childhood. You're just a rerun." The Cartoon Core sends out dozens of corrupted frames, twisted faces from Dexter, Ed, Gumball, and Courage flying toward Toxic. They weren't attacking. They were clinging, trying to stay remembered. Toxic swings the pencil blade and slices through them mid-air. Frames tear like paper. Reab. Toxic jumps straight toward the glowing TV core, dragging ink behind him like a comet tail. This wasn't just a fight. It was the final edit. Toxic soars through a shattered cartoon sky, glowing pencil rays high. Below him, the Cartoon Core trembles, its center TV flashing between logos and screaming faces. Every character I ever loved, mashed together into something I didn't recognize. He brings the pencil down like a sword, slicing straight into the TV face of the core. Lightning explodes outward as the screen cracks. Ktsizark. Shattered frames tumble through space. Gumball, Mojo Jojo, and Dexter flicker as pixel dust. This wasn't nostalgia. It was a cage. The Cartoon Core implodes, folding in on itself. Whole city blocks peel back like old animation cells. The sky is nothing but static now. When you break the channel, the broadcast dies with it. Toxic freefalls, hovering in the chaos. Panels of the comic crumbling around him. His jacket flickers. Toxic becomes to see. Toxic says with a smile, "I didn't escape the show. I became the glitch." White shot. The entire greater day rips apart, swallowing itself in a spiral of color, cartoons, ink, and silence. Scracker. Toxic walks through a white void filled with floating comic scraps. The glowing pencil fades from his hand. I wasn't the hero. I wasn't the villain. I was the rewrite. A new black and white TV flickers in the center of the void. A kid from the real world stares at it through cracked glasses. Someone somewhere is gonna watch this and wonder. The TV screen, static, fades, and the words appear. Text handwritten, to be continued.